Uh, Here I am in Central Park, practicing walking backwards, or backwards walking, or whatever you want to call it. And it's part of meditation from having a different perspective. So, well, thank you. Why are you walking backwards? Well, you tell me why I'm walking backwards. You see? So it's to get a different perspective in life. I won't be able to read too many of the things here because I'm walking backwards in the sun, as you can see. And so I can't read the screen because I have my contact lenses in. I have the contact lenses in the back of my head. But may I suggest, as a meditation, you just walk backwards a little bit and you'll see the difference right away. You don't need my input. My input is the ultimate input, is to tell you to walk backwards. See? And so by walking backwards, you get a different perspective in space. Are you familiar with high jumping and the Fosbury flop? How that changed everything? By definition, if you walk backwards, you have a straight spine. When you walk forwards, everything collapses. See, everything collapses. When you walk backwards, everything is straight. So the real secret here is to learn the sensations of walking backwards and then walk forwards as if you're walking backwards. And this is the development of what I call like the 360-degree person. You know, it's a circularity. It's having eyes in the back of the head and eyes in the front of the head. Do you have eyes on the back of your head? The idea of it is to have eyes in the back of your head. You see? So, and to have sensation. So until you've done this a couple of times, you know, don't project certain other muscles. Are you developing certain perspectives? How does this relate to time in general and your perception of time? I'm going to turn around now and walk back the other way. And how do you perceive that perception in time? You see? So, may I suggest you do it in a place. You start doing it in a place where there are no other people. Don't do too much, just do a minute. Actually, you'll see it in 2 steps, 3 steps, how the head relates differently to the spine, how the head is up automatically. See? And so this is an experiential thing. The only thing that I suggest, I'm not telling you what to experience. Can use the technique in my house. Sure, you can use the technique. You know, if you know the space. Of course, just walk a few steps. You know, you don't have to go out. I'm in the park here, experiencing nature in a backward situation. Okay? But the thing that I'm trying to tell you is that the only thing that I can do is initiate. I don't want to even follow up on it. The big idea is the initiation of it. So I'm telling you to walk backwards. And then you see for yourself what it is. But on your own, you wouldn't think of walking backwards. So I'm not trying to poo-poo this. It's a big deal. It's a big deal physically, mentally, socially, psychologically, spiritually. How do you relate to time? Walking backwards. How do you relate to people? Walking backwards. How do you relate to yourself? These are all perspectives that most people haven't even entertained. Why? Because in all these years, how many people have you seen walking backwards or running backwards? When they go out for a jog, do you ever see people running backwards? How many have you seen over your lifetime? So that's what this story is about. The screen. So now everybody left now. There are no people here. So I'm the only one. If they don't like the idea of walking backwards, that's fine. That's the whole idea, that most people are blocked. And so this idea of walking backwards unblocks people. Unblocks people to many aspects of what's been there before. You see, of what of their perception of self and things like that. And so when one does stuff like this, say, here. I'm going to walk forwards a few feet here. Whoa! Almost got hit by a clown here. So that's what I wanted to do for today, just have this backwards walking and suggest to people that they should walk backwards a few steps, eventually do it, 15 minutes a day, four times a week, and see what happens to their perception of self. Running backwards is also very important, but start by walking backwards and just walk a few steps and see how your body relates to yourself. As again I say, I'm in the dark here, so I can answer some questions. Some stuff got in my shoe, so let me look. Are you Forrest Gump? Thank you very much for the compliment. Do you do this often? Yes, I do it, a couple of times a week. And I do it in a quiet place because people look. Where am I living? I live in New York City. This is Central Park in New York City. And so walking down the streets of Central Park of New York City, especially with this hair and stuff, I'm not doing it now. So I'm doing it in quiet areas, like the park. Turn around and walk here. See? And I like to run backwards also. So try to get some. I'll go from that. I run backwards, and it's part a forward consciousness only. I include a backwards consciousness, a right and a left, and up and a down. So it's a 360-degree circular consciousness, and that's what I'm into for myself. So I'm suggesting this to you. I don't make a big deal about it. I am not a preacher of it. I'm a suggester. You wouldn't think of this on your own. So it's a very big deal that I'm just giving it to you, and you do it. If you don't like it, don't do it. Your doing it means nothing to me. I do it, and I've seen the results, instantaneous results. So I'm going to go off this scope now. It was a pleasure to bring you the concept of walking backwards.